Nabife, Managing Director, Anambra State Civic and Social Reformation Office, and Cicero. Iromanam, welcome to Press Review.
And also, good morning. Also with us is Roteyan Kanayo Chukwu Obidiwo, a commentator on national issues, Omino Noka. Good morning and welcome to Press Review.
Good morning, ABS. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, good morning. Okay, let's quickly take a look at the trending issues from absradiotv.com. Chukwu Neighbor of Neighbor Community joins ABGA. Anambra
female lawmaker Ogbuefi calls for empowerment of women to participate actively in politics.
Federal lawmaker Senator Nwoye donates uniform to Catholic Anglican women.
Today is International Day for Remembrance of Victims of Slavery.
Igwenagudilibe supporters join ABGA in Oka.
International Community marks World Tuberculosis Day today.
And finally, Angola withdraws as mediator in the DRC conflict. These are the trending ones from here, so let's share your thoughts on the headlines from ABS. Who fires the first salvo? Onyege Mepeflo.
Who is withdrawing as the mediator in DRC conflict?
Angola.
Is it the Angola president?
Yeah, Angola the president, the government, Angola generally.
There are things you don't run away from.
Okay.
He's actually doing it. Altruistic as it is. But there are things that if you have fire in your home, if you have fire in your home or in your neighbor's home, you better be awake. At least if you don't help your neighbor put off his fire, you try as much as possible to ensure that the fire doesn't get to your home. That's exactly what the Angola president is doing. I have been appreciating his human activity, and I will be one of those who will encourage him to continue in this third. His arbitration, negotiation, and such ventures are not very materially rewarding ventures, but they are very, very ultimately rewarding ventures. Secondly, I appreciate the fact that today is the World Freedom Day. That's what it is actually called in some quarters, about the Slavery Day. But then, I hope we appreciate what slavery is. Slavery is not actually being in manacles and chains. Slavery is also not being gagged up in one cage. It's not also being locked up in a place where you see only darkness without seeing the light. Slavery is also not only about somebody or some agency or cutting off somebody from the outside world. You can actually enslave yourself. And that is the worst slavery. You can enslave yourself with your mind. Bob Marley says, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind.
Have no fear for atomic energy.
Have no fear for atomic energy.
Okay, let's
so none of them can stop
the time.
So thank God you're a DJ. You understand what I mean. So slavery is biggest when you enslave yourself, and I hope people can unchain themselves, read books, open your mind, broaden your worldview. Even if you can't read, even if you can't write, even if you can't interact with people, watch films. If you don't drink, stay among people who feel merry. If you can't be with people who feel merry, try as much as possible to be to chat. That is one of the ways, some of the ways to keep yourself out of the manacles that you can put yourself in the form of mental slavery.
The general.
Yes, let me talk more on the slavery issue. Making today to be a remarkable day for slavery. It appears some other region, within the sub-region, they actually celebrate this day. It is so quiet in Nigeria as if we were not actually participants of the colonial subjugation of human beings. But If you go to Badagry, it was a tourist site at a point where you see the slave chain from the Abbas family by the marina side of Badagry. And then when you leave Badagry and then get to Senegal, when you get to Senegal, there's a Gorée Island. That Gorée Island is the last port where slaves are now, being transported into the ship that takes them on. They were all on chain, chained together, not minding if there should be turbulence or in the sea. Nobody cares. And in Gambia, every June they celebrate what they call the Root Festival, just to remember those who were taken away from Gorée Island. The Gorée Island is between Gambia and Senegal. So it was the last spot where our great, the point of no return, they will wave bye-bye to the west coast and then west to the island of West Indies where they were kept in farms and all that. So you see, we have not even asked for reparation for such inhuman behavior of the colonial masters. And at a point, if you see the way the Turkish who were in Germany to assist develop Germany, up till today, they have free entry. Every Turkian have free entry to Germany. That's what it is. But you see our own thing, we have to, if you go to London and see the London Underground, it was not dug by the white man. It was not a machinery. There was no machinery. Then it was all done by manual slavery, punishment, so to say. And you see the London Underground, you marvel up to today. So what I'm trying to say is that when Abiola was asking for reparation because of the way we were treated during the colonial days, and the people were just So, but I think the civil society organization should press more and ask for reparation, because actually we were dehumanized as a people during the slavery. So that is another good story for another day. I will tell you because I've been to Gorée Island. Secondly, today is Tuberculosis Day. People remember. It is a good thing that we have near eradication of tuberculosis, just like we have the polio. No more polio, because
talking like a Rotarian now.
Yes,
is he going to leave his photo?
No, I don't think so.
So we have actually come a long way in trying to provide healthcare delivery to our people. Tuberculosis was at a time tormenting, just like the COVID, just like the hay fever, just like any other disease that is tormenting the world. But you have seen what the big boy in America, Trump, has done. He has withdrawn all the aids given to us through the USAID as a result of and World Bank and even all these NGOs that help to support some lesser countries to provide health care. Some reasons maybe we don't know, because there are sharp deals that cost is probably from intelligence report that those things are no more obtainable.
All right.
However, we pray that the Nigerian nation should actually, have a program for that tuberculosis, because there are some areas in this country where the infection is still very active.
All right. You want to chip in
Yes,
something
actually,
before we open up the phone
the
lines?
developments as regards the World Slavery Day, the slavery issue, and tuberculosis are actually very important pointers to the failings of civil society and civic activities in this part of Nigeria. In fact, in places like Anambra, for example, in the reports of transatlantic slave trade, even to an extent some trans-Saharan trade, but mostly in the transatlantic slave trade. The point of the highest recruitment, highest, we call it recruitment. Recruitment has something like points that it is willing.
Yeah.
Conscription.
Conscription. I think so.
Conscription, yes.
You understand? Abduction. Abduction.
Yeah, they are adopted.
Conscription, yes.
Is actually in the areas around Olo. You understand? Iyela. Ubosi.
Yeah.
No, just go and read.
So that's why we have
That's why we
Olaoda.
have Okwano. It's not by happenstance.
Yeah.
You heard when the man with big mouth in Niger Delta, Asari Dokubo, he said he is ancestrally from Obosi and all the rest. That point, this point of Olo, Owerri, Ihiala, Obosi, within these axes were the places where you had the biggest abductions of young men and women that led to slavery. And there are evidences in written form, in documented form. But I am not seeing tourism and cultural activities being mobilized around it. It's just like everybody here is waiting for somebody to do something for him. Let me also tell you about leprosy. The area within Uzuakole, Newi, you understand? Within Uzuakole, Newi, Oji River, had been the concentration of efforts of eradication and resettlement of lepers, victims of leprosy. And at the time, we were almost recording. We never recorded a 0% leprosy development. Now, when you go to those leprosy reserve areas, colonies, as you have in Otolonewi, as you have in Oji River, just along the road, as you have in Uzuakole, and several places. In fact, what you see there is forest, buildings that are, none of them is less than 40-year-old. No facility, no medical facility, no attention, no roads into or out. Forests. And then the height of sadism is that members of the community are encroaching on the lands, selling the lands, in as much as it's a health, there are health risks for you to buy land and build around that area because of infection, danger of that. They are selling lands and they're sacking the communities. That's why you see most of them on the road.
Yeah, if you're traveling to Enugu, you see them begging for alms.
Okija. There's a leprosy center in Okija. So what you do now see are just one or two nuns, reverend sisters and priests, who do, mostly reverend sisters, who do attend to them. What do they attend? They attend with prayers and all the rest. What about individuals? Must it be American donation? Must it be European donation? What about us? Those of us who claim we are philanthropic. What about us? Can't we save our society? So the 2 pointers, the 2 international days are actually pointers to our aloofness, our sadism, and our deliberate nonchalance and indifference to our problems.
Okay, let's open the phone lines. So that others can join us. If you're watching us live on Facebook, you can do it to drop your comment in the comment section. I will read out your comment. Do it to like and, of course, comment and share programs on the social media platforms. You can as well call us on 0706-5381-320.
Or you can call us on 0904-956-0826.
Remember, when you call, just let's have your name and location. I have 35 seconds to do the needful.
Hello.
Of the East.
Champions, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, all the one man and a aqua. And I have that on a aqua. ekwesịkwara inwe ihe ọkpụtọrọ ọgba ya ruo na constituency ebe ọ nọ. Ọ ya wee chi achọọ ya apụ ya na Chineke asị na ọgba ikpe a unu nwe onye rụrụ ejide na-eme ya. Anyị na-ekene na nke o mere eme wee na-ayọkwa ya biko ya ka ahụ rụọ ihe ahịa apụ anya ọkpụtọrọ ọkụ ewe na the whole constituency ọ na-anọchite anya wee na-asịkwa ụzọ ama ha akpa oke na-edekwe agba anya n'ọdụ. Anyị nwawo ndị taata anyị ka nọ na-eche since ha mmeri nos na onye nke anyị nwere anyị amapụ onye na-eru ụgwọ ọnwa ruo taa. Anyị na-ene n'ụlọ anya good. Ekelekwe ya si ajite ike other constituencies wee bụrụ
all right, daalụ. I'll go about first. Keep your calls coming. Keep dropping your comments. Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Upopo channel line in what all the more food. You know, earlier a papa and yours. Okay, I don't know if you know. Okay. Okay, it's better now. Oh, sorry. It's no longer there. All right, moving over now to the national dailies. We're kick-starting with Punch. From Punch, power generators fear collapse over 4.7 trillion naira debt. Obasanjo Kuka orders allege Nigeria's democracy failing. Wike Kam dismisses Atiku coalition whose PDP bigwigs. Overstaying visas attracts a permanent ban. U.S. warns Nigeria. Naira for crude talks. Dangote refinery orders may import $1.4 billion crude monthly. NUPRC waits solution to NNPCL crude shortage claim. Tinubu panel may meet before Salah. Stay trending here. Police intercept 488 AK-47 rifles. Arrest 2,000 suspects. Oshun clashes. 3 gunmen arrested as Adeleke talks tough. Ogun Attorney General AIG clash over murder land grabbing case. And finally from here, Makinde planned suit against the Oyo Sharia panel begins sitting.
From Daily Independent, we have why democracy is failing in Africa by Obasanjo. Natasha Akpoti-Odogan vows never to apologize to Senate. Writers say INEC gets petition to recall of Kogi Central Senator. On the banner headlines, we have 16 airports dragged down federal government as four rake in 96.4% of 358.2 billion naira. Analysts urge hybrid concession model for Nigeria's airports. Federal government probes Kogi jailbreak, vows to capture fleeing inmates. Nigeria Correctional Service confirms 1 officer dead, 5 inmates recaptured. Will unravel mystery, apprehend masterminds, Kogi government vows. From Rivers State, PDP governors challenge emergency rule at Supreme Court. FY 2024, UBA posts 804 billion naira profit, proposes 3.00 naira final dividend. Fubara denies link with militants, explosions, warns against fake social media posts. Jonathan wins 2025 Sunhawk Peace Prize. On 2027 election, coalition against Tinubu in advance, talks over party to use. Lagos LIFC sign MOU with City of UK, FCDO for International Financial Center. These are the trending stories from Daily Independent.
Navigating to Nigerian Tribune now, Natasha's recall, constituents submit petition to INEC. I won't apologize, she says. FG orders probe into Kogi jailbreak. 5 fleeing inmates recaptured. That's from NCOs. Then Obasanjo Ayoko Kuka disagree on models of democracy. 2027, INEC article group differ over new party registration. We have the rider. You are frustrating registration of new political parties, coalition of political leaders. Follow due process. That's from INEC. UBA gross profit to 804 billion naira, declares 3 kobo final dividend. Alleged 33.2 billion naira arms lease. EFCC to arraign ex-NSA Dasuki, former NNPC director, afresh today. 5 union show students, 5 others die in auto crash in Ikire. Police detained 3 officers for alleged extortion from content creator in Lagos. For Ilobu Adeleke visit conflict zones, orders distribution of food relief materials, warns perpetrators of violence prosecuted without delay. That's from today's Tribune.
And from Vanguard, we have 12 inmates escape in Kogi jailbreak. International Financial Center, Lagos Government, LIFC sign MOU with City of UK, FCDO. Local government autonomy, Labour warns governors on implementation. On a banner headline from Vanguard, democracy not working in Nigeria. Coming from Obasanjo, Obi, Tambuwal, Kuka. Writers say democracy failed in Nigeria because it's not African. Coming from ex-president. Everything has been knocked down. Coming from Obi. Actors don't play by the rules. Coming from Tambuwal. It is work in progress. Coming from Kuka. Says weaponization of religion, major obstacle to Nigeria's development. 2027, finding alternative political party, our main hurdle, coming from anti-Tinubu coalition. Tinubu flags off second Niger Bridge access roads. That's on page 11 from Vanguard. Shoyinka revolves calls to access Tinubu's government. And recall, Natasha's constituents submit petition to INEC. From the world of sports, 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Be ruthless. Chale, others Osime. Lukman. These are the trending stories from Vanguard.
All right, back to the analysts in the studio. We have too many to talk about, so let's take it from somewhere.
Okay. It is interesting that there's a build-up for opposition, parties in Nigeria to wrest power from the APC come 2027. So it is a welcome development, but how far they could go is another.
That's it.
Okay. So now they are all the same thing. The APC, the coalition, all of them are from the same team. Team of either PDP or other.
APC.
So I am wondering the magic they will come up with. To wrest power from Tinubu and probably put a serious opposition party. In the Igbo, Kenkita, so they will break it up as time goes on and go their separate ways. Because whether we like it or not, they look like strange bedfellows politically. Nigerians doesn't believe in ideology. I don't see any ideological principle among our politicians that I am a liberal, I am a Democrat, I am a capitalist. I don't see it in them because they keep cross-carpeting from one party to the other. You can see the shame of what is happening today among political leaders. Now, Atiku and Obi disagreed. Obi now went and beefed up Labour Party. Today, Atiku is coming back there. Obi is now trying to, romance with Atiku. Erufai, now that was rejected as a ministerial appointment was not working out because of the security report that was written against him, which has not been made open to us in this country. And today, he felt so bad that he doesn't want to continue with the APC, now he's in SDP. So they are bringing all what Madibo used to call the Rainbow Coalition. The Rainbow Coalition of personalities, ideas, manifestos. How is it going to work? I don't know. But we wait for it to play out.
Yeah, it's a kind of a ding-dong affair, or called seesaw, jangle of from one political party to another.
The Japanese will call it dingy-dongo. You understand? Actually, I am coming from a technical point of view. First.
Yeah.
From the Punch, I think Punch was the first newspaper you reported.
Exactly.
Down to Daily Independence that she did and the Tribune.
Yeah.
There are some things that I observed there that is part of the problem we have.
Yeah.
But it's a technical thing from editorial point of view, from journalism, particularly the editing end of journalism. For example, in Punch, an editor cast a headline and said overstayed visa will be punished. Trump wants Nigeria.
Yes.
That is a put down. Anybody who wrote that, if he's editor, if I was in charge of the media house and an editor under me did that, he's going to face some sanction.
Okay, he's not being fair to the country.
How can whatever president, how can somebody want a country? Apart from that, one if overstayed visa. Is it the country that overstays visa? Is crime not a personal thing?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
It's a put down to an entire nation.
Okay, that's generalization kind of.
Even if generalization is a milder offense. It's just like I say, permit this for just a loose use of expression. I say a guest comes, maybe don't call me, but a guest now comes here saying a guest wants ABS for not opening the windows early. I'm using opening window, a technical expression in journalism.
Yes.
For not opening the windows early for broadcast. A guest wants ABS. You can direct your comment to the presenter or the person who is in charge of opening the window, that's beginning the broadcast and all the rest. But warning ABS is a little bit overshot. Not to talk of a whole country like Nigeria.
But if I'll come in a bit there, the person opening the station at that point in time represents ABS.
Yes.
So it's still ABS.
He represents ABS when it is given, but you as a guest, what is your locus?
No blanket. Okay.
I'm just using it loosely, but you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Now there is another thing, a coalition to topple Tinubu. That is one of the things that makes our politics not go.
Okay.
The editor is lazy. That editor is very, very lazy, and many people are using it. It's a coalition. It's a coalition for political actualization of their ambition in 2027.
Yeah.
It's not to topple Tinubu. Tinubu is just one man. Are you sure that APC is going to even present Tinubu in 2027?
That's it.
You understand? You are demoralizing the whole political process. You are putting down all those aspirations to where they are fighting Tinubu. And you begin to make one man either deify or demonize it.
Yeah.
It's not editorial sagacity. You don't understand it. But that is about our technicalities.
Yes.
Now let's go to your news items. Osun requires a lot of commiseration. The community Ikire you mentioned is in Osun, where 5 Uni Osun students died.
Yes.
The place that we had violence and that led to deaths that Governor Adeleke went to extend his commiseration to is in Osun.
Yeah.
There are about 3 casualties in Osun in the news today. So Osun requires a bigger presence in the news, but you notice that they were not well articulated. They just made it look like, and that is still part of our aloofness. Finally, from my end, it's good that Obi, Kuka are waking up, and Atiku, Tambuwa are waking up. As at yesterday, the only people in the firmament within the news were Shoyinka and Goodluck Jonathan. And congratulations to Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, the former president. He deserves the award he has, because he has, if every ex-governor or ex-president leave the kind of statesmanly, if there's any expression like that, conduct himself like statesmen should, the way he had done since leaving office, I think we will have a saner and more, a society that younger people would want to aspire to have as a home.
I can't agree
Congratulations
less.
on that. But these other people coming and commenting on democratic development, you understand, these are the Rivers
State of emergency.
Emergency situation. We need more. We need more people who should speak. And I begin to ask. None of these persons is less than 60, if my calculation is right.
Yeah.
Now I begin to ask. For example, somebody like Shoyinka is in his 90s. I hope you are getting.
Yeah, I'm following.
And you begin to look at Goodluck Jonathan, who has seen it all from several levels.
Yeah.
And I begin to ask, what of the young people, younger ones, in your 30s, when you, that is the height, 20s, 30s are the height of activism. You understand? 40s, 50s are the apogee of your professional conduct, like a politician.
I know that Gowon was so young when he became the military.
Almost all of them.
Ojukwu, when he became in charge of Eastern Nigeria.
To Babangida,
and
to Abacha.
Yeah, of course.
You understand? Name them. That is the height.
Yeah.
If you are in our age now, you may not agree that we are towards the exit door.
Yeah.
But you should better begin to write and recount your memoirs, because your better days are gone.
Yeah.
The days you will exercise this is the time you exercise your height as at the top. So why should we, the younger ones, the people of this age, the vocal Gen Z and the vocal millennials, you understand, they no grief for anybody generation.
Kwechiri.
The Kwechiri people. No, it is as much a cause for laughter and as much of
I am following
for cry.
When PMB, Muhammadu Buhari, President Muhammadu Buhari said the Nigerian youths are lazy, was he making reference to what he just said?
He just doesn't have good language. but he was saying the almost the obvious.
Okay.
You understand? So
we have a message from Facebook. Also, Francis Omaga Namani, watching live from Amagunze in Enugu State. Good morning, my people in the studio, and keep up the good work. As the Super Eagles squares it up with the Warriors of Zimbabwe today, I am wishing them the best of luck. Yes, that match is for today at the Gospel Apabio Stadium, Uyo, by 5 p.m. So let's go out. Those in Uyo, go out there, go to the stadium, and for us here in Anambra, if you can travel to Uyo this morning, the Lord is your stronghold.
It's just 3 hours.
To cheer them up
by road.
Yeah, in the entire.
It's 3 hours by road.
So the people that want to travel today, I also heard that there's free tickets.
Yeah.
The present governor of the state bought almost up all the seats. So if you want free tickets, go to a particular website. So if you can find the website, kudos to you. Please just go there and cheer the Eagles, Super Eagles up for us. We're here doing ours.
Yes. Before you come in, we have a 2027 finding alternative political party, our main hurdle. That's from anti-Tinubu coalition.
Yes.
So is political party, was alternative political party our problem, or finding a man at the helm of affairs that will, do the needful, operate within the tenets of democracy or democratic norms, and even within the tenets of the ground norm, our constitution.
What did they say? I ascribe it to anti-Tinubu coalition. Anti-Tinubu should be within APC.
Okay.
Within a party. Sorry, my brother.
Go ahead.
I lost your time. If you say it is finding alternative political party,
yes,
you understand that those are people outside. Where you should have anti-Tinubu is within APC. You understand? So the editor is failing in language. You understand? I have to say it because that's my constituency.
Okay.
It's totally failing in language.
Okay.
That's it. Now, but finding an alternative political party, let's make it clear.
Yeah.
All through Nigeria's post independence era, parties that emerge in government house have been coalitions.
Okay.
From NCNC, APC, and Northern People Congress coalition, down to NPN, NPP coalition.
Yes.
You understand? And down to the coalition that formed PDP, which was splinters of former SDP and NRC, down to the APC, which is an amalgam of a part of APGA, a part of ACN,
PDP,
and a part of PDP, and a part of, that is the renegade PDP, and the Buhari's CPC.
Okay, CPC, yes.
So the current aggregation, they are all aggregations of interest. So it's not.
And yet, are we making progress with that?
No, yet.
No,
let's start from the point where we deter the progress. Yet, there are some people who are aloof enough to be giving you the impression that this cannot fly. They are lacking knowledge of history.
Okay.
So, what we need is from them, is from those people to know whether they are even serious.
Okay.
Those people who are pretending to be, because, sorry, I use the word clearly, loosely, that it is pretending until we see concretization of their efforts.
Okay.
Those people who are trying to form a coalition, let's see how serious they are, my brother.
The problem is that we have had a proliferation of political parties in this country.
Yeah.
Reasons. We looked at other democracies. You find out that they have two strong political parties.
Yeah.
The either one is today in opposition, tomorrow he will be the ruling party.
And they're setting towards one party system.
They are still talking about conditions to register more political parties. That is what I saw here. So what I'm trying to say is that I don't understand how we have domesticated democracy in this country so that it will suit us.
Oh, yeah.
It has not. Look at what he has just said. Coalition, alliances, and the rest of them, and partnerships. So what I'm trying to say is that over time, we have had too many coalitions, we have had too many alliances, and nothing is working out. The reasons, we don't have clear-cut ideology.
Yeah.
That is it. You are neither here. If you are in Britain, they are operating in a parliamentary system. You are either a conservative or a Labour. So in America, you have the Democrat or the Republican. Yeah. In Nigeria, we have everybody everywhere. And then it does not actually give us that opportunity to have a clear-cut ideology and manifestos. I thought that a situation where your manifesto is different from mine, the electorate will be able to look into it and say, let us see who is better for us, then we can vote. But today, we are neither here nor there. Even with our electorate, you will see them. They don't have ideology too. The electorate doesn't have, because our leaders doesn't show the road of proper and consistent ideology. So to me, whatever comes up is what we take. Whether we like it or not, the big boys are playing with our ideology, if we have any. They are just playing around, giving us all the jabs and telling us that they would, condition the whole of ABS.
Well, somebody is still saying, I still don't know or understand how this second Niger bridge will pass through Ogidi. Obunike Nkwele Zunaka, the route of the bridge ended at Obosi. Is there a hidden agenda? They don't want us. They don't want to go public. Unfortunately, it's from anonymous. Hello, somebody is it?
Heartbeat of the East.
Champions.
The voice of Comrade J.C. Akwobi.
Okay.
I'm wishing this morning from my hometown, Umatolo Gideomasi in Umero Cable.
You're welcome.
My appreciation to the analysts in the house.
Good morning.
Yes. One problem too many. The issue of trying to recall Natasha, Akpabio, issues is really unfair that at this point in time of democracy, that is few people that thought that they own Nigeria, the cabal will always want to go on democratic. Why are we talking about democracy here? That it is very obvious that what we are running in this country is even worse than a military system of government. That there is no fair hearing. They continue pushing, setting up people, buying people to make sure that the voice of this woman is silenced. And the people are really dancing to the pole because Abio is there and he's sharing money and he's buying his members of the house. So what are we not talking about here? And the woman continues lamenting. She has gone to international war and he is bringing them to this nation and people are putting their hands.
All right, thank you.
Is it what we should be talking about at this point in time? Where people are dying of hunger, where there is security in the country? It is so shameful.
Well, as at 19th of March, the resident independent electoral commission, Gabriel, denied the knowledge of the recall exercise, but then I don't know where it is for now.
Happens to be in the news.
Oh, yeah.
But if there's anything like that, it's too late kind of damage control.
Okay.
That the Senate is trying to, because to me, the Senate has failed us.
Okay.
Whether we like it or not, the leadership of the Senate has failed Nigerians for leaving issues to discuss frivolities. It is unfortunate that I watched the Ghanaian Parliament where a parliamentarian stood up to do what? To criticize the budget. So if you show me your budget, I tell you your priority.
My brother, I know you have at least sojourned in the United Kingdom.
Yes.
5 seconds.
Or US.
Yes.
This is part of the shiftiness of politics. You remember Richard Blunkett? It was he's a blind man, one of the most competent handicapped persons to be
legislator.
Okay, let me use the word Nigeria expression minister, a secretary.
Yes, okay, a secretary, okay.
A cabinet secretary. But he was let out because of a girlfriend, a dog, and indiscretion. Yes. Just listen. The last.
We ain't got much time, please. Let's have the trouble for another day.
Yes, let's just
time is ticking away.
Let him drop it.
Okay.
Drop it.
Trump was speaking, addressing his 2-hour address on the State of the Nation just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The Democrat refused, protested, and he was literally free. That is lifted away. He was walked away. Yes. Walked out of the parliament in the same America. So if Natasha is being called out by his constituents, it's part of the shiftiness of politics.
Okay.
If you allege, you prove. I'm not for her, I'm not against her.
All right, I like that. Not for her, not against her, but you're for ABS, okay?
I am in ABS.
You're in ABS. Okay. We want to thank you for coming, the Managing Director, Anambra State Civic and Social Reformation Office, and Cicero. You know, I always rehearse before.
And Cicero.
I always rehearse before calling this your new social reformation office.
Get used to it. We have come to see.
Yeah, you're welcome, Choka Nabife. Iruomanam, we thank you for coming. I salute you.
As well, I want to thank you, Rotarian Kanayo Chukwu Obidibo, commentator on national issues. Thank you so much for coming on Press Review this morning.
Thank you for having me, but next time I want my promotion to the 10th level.
To be what?
10th level. I can't remain on the 4th level.
Okay.
You have been doing
Yes,
when you
it will be expressly approved. Okay.
And your brother from Oka is here.
Oh, yes.
So you are taking the poetic license. In fact, more than poetic.
He was once the supreme head.
All right.
Yes. That's what it was.
Yes.
And so
I am hearing the Oka.
I am Roy. Thank you for joining us. Join us again at 9 on Newsupdate Anambra.
And I am Uche Chukwu Ebonam. Stay with us.